There isn't a single guy who has a perfect girlfriend or perfect wife checklist. So stop trying to guess what his idea of a perfect woman is. And stop trying to tick as many boxes as you can on that list. I know you think that if you become as close as possible to his idea of the ideal woman, that he won't leave you or cheat on you or get bored with you. But here is the shocker. Men often don't know what kind of woman they really want. They are like kids. We are like kids. We say we want one specific thing and then we go for something else. Ask the guys around you. They will probably say, I want a girl that's smart, or she has to love me. But all these are just big, fat lies. If any of this was true, then there would be no boring relationship. Men would never cheat on women once they whisper towards like, there is no one like you, or no other girl is prettier than you. So you probably have wondered between the time two people meet for the first time and the point that they get bored with one another. What happens that kills the attraction, the passionate kissing? You want to know the answer? Men easily fall into the abyss of boredom. Don't worry about what it means for now. You will know soon enough. Just because he no longer says, I love you, doesn't mean that he has stopped loving you. Not taking you on dates, not calling to find out how your day is going, it doesn't mean he no longer cares about you. And by the end of this video, you will learn exactly what to do to make him crazy about you. It will be like meeting for the first time all over again. Except that this time, you will know how to keep him infatuated with you for as long as you want. Sounds like a good deal, no? By listening to this video and doing the right actions, you will be able to make him commit to you and to the relationship. Forget about buying him expensive clothes to make him love you, putting up on nice makeup, telling that you love him so much, or trying hard to please him. It will change nothing. And I know that you have done it, right? So, what I would like to show you is so simple that anyone can do it. And the best part, you won't have to do anything for this to work. With what I plan to show you about how exactly you can make him crazy about you, you will, as I like to say, challenge this man. And you will instantly get him into chase mode, making him want you with such a painful desire that it will be hard to ignore. This trick awakens an instinct that can be found in all males. All males. This is what men want. We are biologically engineered to seek the challenge. I know it sounds crazy, but we are dying to be challenged. So even if you say to yourself, but that's so negative. No, it is not. And that's the reason why you're on this page. That's the reason why you're listening to me. Because you will see when people meet for the first time, there is that period of novelty. They both have something new. And trust me, new is exciting. But this is where we get it wrong. It isn't the fact that we are in a new relationship that makes the whole thing fun. It's the butterflies in the stomach. That unmistakable emotion of you are the one for me. Or the constant feeling of where have you been all my life? But 4 months into the relationship, you have gone through all of those emotions, and that's when things get bored. Or sometimes even before. Men are starting to pull away, to take you for granted, right? I know how painful that can be. But after today, you will learn exactly what to do to challenge him, to prove he still loves you, to make him want you as though you were meeting for the first time. And guess what? This means no more boredom in the relationship. No more him fearing to commit to the relationship. All that will suddenly stop because all of those emotions is seeking. You will provide. But remember, this will be counterintuitive. Nobody told you that before. I am able to tell you that because I am on the field with you. I'm always coaching you. So this is exactly what I'm telling you is how love is supposed to be. This is how we are wired to act. And yet, we have disconstructed our nature so much that you wouldn't even know how to do that. But once you return to the way nature made you, his whole life will only have space for one woman, and that's you. The intimacy that had existed for years will return in full force. He will do everything possible to please you. And I mean in any way he can. So, yes, it's possible. He will make time for you even when his calendar is so full. And if he promised things before you got together, he will follow through on all those promises. Now, I'm not saying this just to get you pumped. No, this stuff works. Ladies, this stuff works. And I've been offering what I'm about to teach you to the women I've coached for a decade now. One such person is Sarah, and probably one of the smartest people I know. When I first talked to her, my first impression of her was the complete opposite. She sounded like someone who was over life. She was sad and depressed, and my first thought was that her husband had probably divorced her. She was so sad, and that she had come to me wanting to learn how to move on. But then she told me that she was just sad because she met this guy. And there was this guy who was looking at her with hungry eyes, and he was so in love with her. He was really good looking, and Sarah was hooked almost instantly. They started talking, and he ended up getting her number. So everything was fine. At work the next morning, he called her, asking if they would meet again for dinner that night. She immediately said yes, canceling all plans she had for that day. They had sex afterward. And just like that, their depressing love story had begun. For the first few weeks, life was good. He will call to find out what her day was like. And I know, ladies, that this is something that you have experienced. They would meet in the evening, eat together. They would meet in the evening, eat together, and have passionate sex later. This is what she told me. But as time went, Sarah started to notice that he was changing. He was spending more time playing on his phone when they were together. They would have sex once every 2 weeks. Instead of calling her during the day, he would only text. And soon afterwards, he was getting so busy. It was usually impossible to meet in the evenings. This bothered Sarah, but she did a mistake, a big mistake. She told herself that when the time was right, he would be available again, and they would go back to the same fun they used to have. She was so wrong. In the next few weeks, he became even more distant. Now Sarah was really worried. It had been nearly 4 months and there was no progress whatsoever on their relationship. So, what bothered her most was that she was the one who seemed to do doing everything to make the relationship work. He started spending his Fridays with his buddies, drinking the night away. He would promise to call or text her, but that was all it was, just a promise. 6 months later, the story had not changed. Sarah had thought that by this time they would be discussing moving together, or at least he would have introduced her to his family. Thinking about this made her boil with pain. She had to do something. She had to make him take the relationship seriously, or they would forever be an average dual couple. On the day she called me, she had been feeling sick for days. She felt rejected and ugly. He was always there, but it seemed uninterested in everything apart from his work. Maybe you know this, ladies. Maybe you have experienced this type of relationship. This is what I'm seeing every single day. And Sarah was also worried about her own work. She was depressed and could not focus. Even her colleagues could see that she was always looking half asleep and unmotivated. She felt guilty. She had to get it together. She had to make him care for her again, like when they had just met. She wanted him to laugh like in those first few weeks. She wanted him to kiss her with passion, not like she was his sister. She had to find a solution. She had to put the pieces back together that made their love exciting. And you know what is funny? Sarah didn't know me. It's her friend that told her to watch my video. And then she decided to get in touch with me. So she booked online a coaching session. After she had explained her situation, I told her something very weird for her. And she laughed and asked if I was joking. I told her no, I was very serious. I had told her that from everything she had said, so everything that I'm just telling you now, her man was still interested in her. That's why he was still there. Unfortunately, their relationship had gone into what I called the abyss of boredom. I told her this is always what precedes the death of a relationship. Her man needed to get on the hunt again. And I said that she was going to force him. She would challenge him and he would hunt her. The moment I explained this in detail, told her why it works, she was like, okay, this makes total sense. Why hadn't anyone told me before that if I give too much to this guy, maybe he would just take me for granted? Good question. And you are probably wondering the same thing yourself. The truth, most people regard this as unnatural. But I think what's unnatural is two people who love each other stuck in a relationship that's boring. If I can show them how to bring back the fun, and if I can prove that it works, I'm okay with that. So Sarah had understood why she had to do. She was going to make her boyfriend want her again. She was going to reverse the situation, to make him prove himself to her every single day that he loves her. She was going to make him prove himself that he loves her every single day. She was going to make him earn her love every single day. This is what I want you to do. She had nothing to lose. And so she took all of my advice as if it was the last parachute on a crashing plane. She used the how to challenge a man techniques I had given her that day. And I can tell you that it was clearly, in her own words, a life changer. That same day, her boyfriend decided it had been too long since they had a great dinner together. So you know what? He took her out. He was not that busy then, huh? And it was as if he was seeing her for the first time all over again because she followed the attitude. She was taking care of herself. She was smiling. She just followed exactly what I told her. Yet, she had been there the whole time, trying hard to get his attention, but feeling ignored every single time. The next day, he called while she was at work, asking if she had any plans for the weekend, asking if she was okay because she has changed. And it was just unbelievable. It was mind blowing. In just 24 hours, she was able to reverse the situation. And that's the kind of good news I like to hear. But do you know what's so amazing about this? how to challenge a man techniques, these are incredibly easy to apply. It's maybe the opposite of what you are doing, but you don't have to change yourself or you don't have to change your personality. All that's required is that you change your behavior. What you are about to learn isn't how you have been told to act when you are around a man. However, challenging him is the only way to remind him why it chose you in the first place. What I'm about to show you is what it takes to fulfill a man's desires. Being in a relationship does not take away these desires, so it makes sense that you learn how to nurture them. When you challenge your man, you give him a reason to feel like it's a privilege to be in a relationship with you. And that's exactly what we need. And that he should not take the relationship for granted. He gets to have eyes for only one woman, you. And I promise you something. If you two can start using these same secrets, you will soon be writing a testimonial about how the table have turned, about how this guy is just constantly trying to make your relationship exciting, about how he tells you every day that he loves you and that his heart beats only for you, about how he will organize his time to ensure you get your fair share of him, about how he will finally be willing to follow through with his promises, like finally booking that vacation he promised, or even fixing the leaky pipe underneath the sink. I know it sounds crazy, but let's note something. You too can have access to what Sarah and tens of thousands of women before had learned with me. And just like I promised her that day, I'm giving you the same promise. After this program, you will make this guy take you and your relationship more seriously. He will try to live up to every single expectation you had about him, about being in love, and about being in a relationship. You will get all the attention and affection you deserve from him. He will chase you and try his best to make you feel good, to make you like him. If you were the one doing all the effort to make your relationship work, I want you to know that things are about to get balanced. Never again will you feel losing him. Look at the bottom for all info. You will find what is exactly inside the how to challenge a man. I want you to ask yourself this. If you are currently in a dual relationship, to what length would you go to fix it? How much would you give to bring back the fun, the love, the affection? Will you keep on buying him gifts that cost hundreds of dollars just to make him realize you are the one? Will you keep on being in doubt about whether he still loves you or if he is seeing someone else? Waking up every day feeling exhausted, all because you can't sleep worrying about your relationship. The choice, of course, is yours. A few months from now, you will remember this video and you will remember this moment. If you don't take action, I can tell you that the memory won't be a good one. You will continue to give too much. You will continue to be in love with someone that will not give you back. So maybe you met this guy, maybe you're in a relationship. The how to challenge a man method is just amazing. So remember, you can have access today to a special training where I will tell you everything you need to know and you need to do if you want to challenge this guy, and that it will put you on a pedestal. This is just my secret sauce, and this is my number one best selling course. You can make him see that you are different. You can make him get intimate with you. You can make him charm you. You can make him try to get reassurance about how you feel. Start challenging him today. Get the How to Challenge a Man program right below. I will see you soon, ladies. My name is Alex Cormont, the number one relationship coach in France, in Europe. And you know what? I'm dedicating my life to you. That will change your life. I will see you in the course.